Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Life from Our Angles. It is a beautiful Saturday and sunny day. It's the afternoon now, so everybody had a chance to kind of sleep in and get some rest for the weekend. It's been quite some time since the last time you've heard from us. A lot has gone on. A lot has happened in the past like month and a half, I think. So I think we should start off with a little bit of updates, kind of going from like Nina. Nina, you started when you started school. But the last time we heard from you, you were headed off to dance camp. So how did that go?
It's been that long. Oh wow! Knock on wood for next year.
How long is dance camp?
It is 2 nights, 3 days.
Okay, fun.
And where is it?
It's here in town.
Okay, fun. So you didn't have to travel anywhere.
No, yeah.
So were y'all in a hotel or like did y'all have to stay somewhere?
No, yeah. The dance. What's it called? Dance camp was like based there, so we just stayed there, and then we would wake up and go
That's fun.
go dance.
Love that. Alex and I were traveling. We were out of the country. We went to 4 different places. We started off in London, then went to Rome, headed to Paris for the Olympics, and then ended up in Germany. And we flew home. Alex, how was your trip? What did you think?
It was so long, and I was telling Audie today that it kind of felt like a dream. I feel like once we landed, I was like, oh, I woke up. It just felt like, yeah, a trip of a lifetime. I think the people that we went with, it was a fun time, and it was something that I'll cherish for the rest of my life. And who else can say that, like, you went to the Olympics in Paris? Like, that's...
The other people that were
so
there.
Fun. That's so funny.
All I can
Keep
say
going.
is that, like, it'll definitely be an experience of a lifetime, and I was glad that I got to experience it, and I will definitely go back and have to make another trip out of
Are
it.
you having withdrawals?
I don't think withdrawals. I think I was having more withdrawals when I was there
Of not being in the States?
being in the States than, like, coming back, because we'll just live, like, you have to pay for water everywhere you go.
You have like in restaurants, like typically when like the server comes, they ask like, "Oh, can we like I'll start everybody off with like a round of water?" And I'm like, "Oh, perfect." Nope. In Europe, you gotta pay for your water.
It's like $5 a bottle.
And they ask you if you want it still
Mm-hmm.
or sparkling or gas or no gas. It's like different depending on
What does that mean?
where you're at. Like gas is is like what they call like sparkling water
Oh.
Because it's carbonated.
because it's carbonated. So depending on where you are will determine kind of like the lingo. But it was a lot of fun.
Interesting.
I loved Europe. Could you see yourself like moving anywhere? The places we visited?
I could see myself moving to London out of every, like, for actually, like, to be okay. It feels more like the States, and I don't think that because the language barrier doesn't exist
Yeah.
and everybody speaks English, I think it was a lot easier to do so, and it felt more like home than anything else. But it was a nice transition, like, slowly getting more European as the trip went along, because by the time we were, like, in Rome, there was no air conditioning anywhere, and it sucked.
Yeah,
because it was
there's
so
no
hot.
AC.
Really?
It's so hot, and everybody walks everywhere, and it's just crazy. Although I could see myself moving to Rome, I really loved the city. I just loved it. Like I never wanted to leave. It was so cute. It was so different. That definitely felt the furthest from like
Normalcy.
the American feel. London was very Americanized. You just
For
feel like you're
sure.
in New York. But I did like London. The weather was beautiful.
Yeah, the weather was really nice. I would move to Paris before I would move to Rome.
I would move to Rome, then Paris. London was just kind of like New York vibes. I was like, I feel like I've been here before.
Mm-hmm.
But I loved it. Amanda was just in New York, right? Celebrating
yeah.
your, what?
My 25th birthday.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
You're crazy for that.
I know. I love New York. It was my 3rd time going. I can see myself living in New York.
I love New York. Do you actually think you'll move?
I don't honestly. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if I moved. I would say that.
That would be such a fun, like, honeymoon. A year-long honeymoon in New York.
Literally, I even like told Derek.
No.
Oh, I was
No.
Oh, it wasn't me.
I told no, not a honeymoon in New York. No.
No?
But I told Derek, I said, I want to move here. And I said, we should at least live in New York for 1 whole year.
I think you should do it. You only live once,
I
man.
know. And I was like, we're so young.
Yeah.
Like, let's just do it and, live in New York.
YOLO.
And then he was like, okay. And he thought about it. And then I think now that we came back home, he kind of was like, I don't think so. And I'm like, oh my God. So then I was like, okay, we have to at least visit New York at least once a year.
Okay.
We went to Mexico City last year, and I said that it gave New York vibes, just Spanish. And then
In Espanol.
he went to New York for the first time this year with me, and he agreed, and I said, fine. We either go to New York or Mexico City once a year. And he said, okay.
Wow. That's interesting. I loved New York. My next thing to travel would be New York in the winter. I want to do like
Christmas in New York.
Christmas in New
That
York.
sounds fun.
I want to see the Rockettes. I want to see the Nutcracker at like the New York City Ballet Company. Like
What if we did that as
I've
like a
done that.
family trip? Because I think we'd have so
our
much
fathers
fun.
would not.
No.
appreciate
Yes,
that.
because I went to New York with my dad. Never again. Love you, Dad. So sorry.
I'm not talking about like parents. I'm
Alfredo
talking
would not
about
have
like the
fun.
cousins, like
Us
just
five?
to go. I
Four.
think that would be really fun. And
I
if
feel
Brandy
like-
can make it, she's more than welcome to come.
That would be such a
but
fun
that would be
trip.
so fun. And we're all dancers to some degree. And I think that like
We appreciate the
going
arts.
to exactly going to see a play or like going to see the Rockettes, like that would be so much fun. And we'd have such a good time.
You honestly don't even have to be there for such a long time. You can just go there with a really packed agenda and see a lot of things.
but it's not done that way.
Thank you. I was just gonna say that. I went to New York this past time, and I didn't have anything planned, and
Yeah.
that was so fun.
That's nice.
And
I
that's
woke
why,
up-
like, when we go, I'm going to say and manifest that I will be in Europe again at some point in my life. But I would go just to kind of live in the life over there, because going back to back to back and having 3-hour long, like, what are they called, tours at the different
The
places, like, it
Colosseum.
gets so
It's exhausting.
It's so tiring.
Yeah.
And I'll never go back in the summer to Europe. I'm only going to go back in the fall or the winter because that was so miserable. I still have tan lines like everywhere because of it. So
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
fine. Well, that was our little update. Nina now has started school. I have also started school. Nina went to dance camp. How's dance team? You just had your first football game, right?
Yes, this Thursday. It was a football game. It was good. It was a rival game, so it was very packed, very fun.
I feel like the first football game or the first anything is always such a like trial run and see like what works and what doesn't work.
Oh yes,
I went to that game
you did go to that game.
and there was a lot of cute new things happening, and I said, "Oh my God, this is so like cute."
Wait, tell
That's
me like
fun.
what, guys? Because I'm on the stands, so I don't really get to experience the football.
You'll have a new scoreboard,
Yeah, it's really good.
and then
Oh,
you'll
nice.
have these new like run out videos that are really intense. It's giving college football for
Like hype videos?
yeah,
Yes,
hype
it's
videos.
that's what Thea
Wow.
posted on the snap on when you thought she posted like yesterday.
It's
The
called
game
the-
was like 2 days ago. That's what she posted. It's
I
actually
lit-
really cool.
Yeah, I literally was like, "Who's the marketing person for this?" Because these are high school
follow
it
people.
them.
stepped it up.
And
That's
weren't you
good.
on it? Weren't you on the video?
Was I? We couldn't look. Coach made us not
I don't
look.
think so, because
Oh.
it was athletics. It was really interesting because I watched. So for those of you that don't know, those games get televised on Thursday nights. So I was watching at home, looking out for Nina, and so they were y'all were losing,
Oh my gosh, I know.
and I only watched till halftime to see Nina pop up on
Thank
TV because she did, and I recorded her.
No,
She's
yeah.
so
She was
cute.
cute. She
And
was so
the-
cute.
Did you actually see me? Was I on there?
Yes, I did. I'll show you after, but I have a
show me.
video of you.
But
You were there for like an 8 count, but you were there.
for the quarter,
You made it, girl.
For the 2 quarters, we were really losing, kind of bad, and it was very.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. And I told some of the football boys, I was like, that was really embarrassing. And they know that. But then maybe I think they got yelled at during halftime and
yeah.
really shaped up.
Well, I didn't watch it after halftime, and I asked my coworker the next day because her nephew goes to, he's in the band, and so she was there at the game, and I was like, so did lose? And she was like, no, they actually came back and won.
Yeah.
and I was like,
for
what?
a second, I was a little worried. And I feel bad for our seniors because they were like worried.
Yeah,
were, like-
because I was gonna say, y'all won last year, right?
Yeah.
This is our 5th time winning.
Yeah.
Okay,
In a row?
Yeah.
Yes. 5th
Okay,
time winning.
streak.
Yeah.
We love that for
This
you.
is a big rival game here, guys.
Yeah. The one of the biggest in
In our
our
hometown.
city.
So are you liking school though? I know school started.
Yes, it's my junior year, and I think when people told me that like junior year is something that you're definitely gonna have to like shape up and like actually be on your A game, you definitely have to shape up and be on your A game. Like that's There's no more like joking. It's homework every night, 24/7.
How do you feel about being the only one left in school out of our family?
High school.
High school.
High school,
Yeah.
I don't feel any different.
Really?
No, I feel like I was a baby all like year, so there's nothing.
It's not new.
I'm always the last one to do something. I actually wrote about y'all
What?
Where?
this last Friday.
In English?
Y'all want to know the Y'all want to know the topic?
Sure.
Write a time when you felt unfair.
Oh, God. When was the time?
Or like just write about when you've been treated unfairly.
Okay. You want to
And I
elaborate?
I said when I'm the little cousin.
Oh, so your whole life?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, but it wasn't bad. I was kind of just saying how like I'm the little cousin, so then like
Oh.
maybe Audie can relate to this.
I love
But
that.
like they do things. It was funny. It was a funny story. It wasn't anything bad.
Wow. Throw shade. I see how you feel.
At the end, I said I love them though.
And then, how do you feel about being a junior year?
Like I said, it's just very stressful. Very
Wait.
very stressful. This is
Academically, it's hard.
Yeah, academically, it's
I get
hard.
that.
Do you like this year compared to last year on the dance team? Like, how are you feeling about now being a vet on the dance team?
That's what I was gonna say. Being a junior year, you don't feel like you're a sophomore or a freshman. You actually feel like you're a
Upperclassmen?
upperclassman.
Because now you already have 1 year on the varsity dance team under your belt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you know what to expect. You know the expectations, and I
Yes.
feel like that does add such a different aspect to like
For
the
sure.
team you're
I'm
on.
sure, yeah.
I agree.
Also, our school population grew so much.
Really?
That's
Yes,
insane.
Like the hallways are
Packed.
filled, packed, and I can't go to class.
Yeah, because you're small.
You're so tiny.
You can weave in and out.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm actually get to class like pretty fast because I'm like,
You can cut through people.
And you have a lot going on this year because you also have a job.
I got my first job, guys.
Oh my goodness.
You're
Add to
welcome.
the stress of junior year. Honestly, it'll help you feel like you're not really that stressed out because you'll be so busy you won't even have time to think.
That's what I was saying. I used to like these past 2 years. I would be like so bored, and I'd be like, I'm just
Mhm.
have nothing to do. But now I'm actually like, I have work to do. I have dance to do. I have
Schoolwork.
schoolwork. I have
future.
actual work to do.
Got so
Yeah.
much to think
I'm
about.
already getting college mail in the mail.
Stop. I hated that part of life. I'm like, I already know where I want to go to school. Stop
I
bothering
know.
me. The answer is no. No, that's
Yeah.
fun.
And Ariana?
Oh my goodness. It has been such a whirlwind. So we literally came back from Europe on Wednesday, like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I moved in to my freshman dorm that Saturday. So talk about literally being here for like 2 days, trying to like acclimate myself back to the United States and our time zone. And I worked both the days. And I had so many appointments to go to, hair appointments, nail appointments. Like, I wanted to see people, and I still hadn't packed a single thing. So I was, like, stressing. I recruited the help of both my grandmas to help me pack. And we actually did. We got so much done. I'm not going to lie, when we packed the cars up on Saturday morning to drive to, like, my college town, I thought, surely none of, like, this stuff is not all going to fit in my room. But I got to give us credit. We made it all fit. Alex did a good job. She had very good suggestions on things to buy. So I bought like this over the toilet little container thing to put over our refrigerator in our room so we could put like our groceries on top of there,
Yeah.
which was really good. It's come very handy and I love it. And then Alex also made this shelf for me, this really tall, skinny shelf, so that I can put like my purses in there and I keep my phone in there at night because my bed is lofted very, very high. But move-in was great, and then Rush for sorority started that Monday.
And how was Rush?
Very crazy. Rush, oh my goodness. Such an experience. It is so fun. I remember walking into my first house, and I was like, oh my God, I love this. Like, we grew up dancers. I'm a cheerleader. So for the last 2 years, I hung around really loud, preppy, noisy
Bubbly.
cheerleaders
Yeah.
that were super bubbly. So for me, when people open the doors and start like chanting and screaming and clapping and yelling, like I'm just like, this is right up my alley. Like I love this.
It looked like the movies.
It looked like the movies and I loved it. It was so much fun, such a fun process. Meeting everyone was so cool. I did not expect the houses to be that noisy. But then you
Really?
think to yourself,
Are
like,
they echoey?
so loud, but there's like 100 active members. There's like 25, 30 of us. No, there's probably more than that. There's like 40, 50 girls in each like P&Ms going in the house at the time.
What is a PNM?
A potential new member. So that's what I was this rush season. And so everyone's talking. So you're literally like so close to each other's faces because you can't hear each other. But it was a fun process. It's very, very stressful and difficult. I have so much respect to people who rush, especially at big Southern schools. My university just went into the SEC this new upcoming season, and we are the biggest freshman class in history. So the numbers of the P&Ms were insanely high, higher than the prior year by like 200 girls. And unfortunately, there's just not a lot of spots available at each house. So it makes it very competitive. I did not expect going into the rush experience for it to be that crazy, but it really was. So unfortunately, I didn't have like the greatest outcome that I wanted. I ended up dropping out of recruitment on the last night just because I just like made some reflections and I wasn't in love with the chapters that I had back on the last night. And it's something against the chapters. They're amazing, filled with amazing, beautiful women inside and out. And I did love them all for themselves, but I just couldn't see myself in it. And Panhellenic makes you sign a binding agreement to the bid you would receive on bid day, and I just couldn't see myself wanting to be binded to this, knowing I wasn't completely in love. So I made the decision to drop out. I really stand by my decision because I feel like the ball is in my court. I can accept a continuous open bidding that can happen during the school year from any of the chapters, and if I really wanted to, I could rush again next fall. So I feel like I made the best decision for myself. Sororities are so expensive.
Yeah.
I think the most expensive one at my university is like $3,000 a semester,
Yeah.
which is insane, especially if you don't love it. Like, if you love it, you can say, like, Mom and Dad, like, I'm having so much fun. Like, I love everything about this. But for me, I didn't get that feeling in the two houses that I had on preference night. And so I wasn't going to, like, I couldn't look myself in the mirror and justify spending $3,000 a semester for something I wasn't completely in love with.
Well, and I kind of look at it on the other side too, because you were saying it is that competitive. And if you were to take that spot away from somebody that really did truly love the sorority.
Exactly. I would feel so rotten. I would feel so bad. Like, there's somebody out there, and there's a lot of girls. I mean, they did have girls in a part of their pledge classes. And, like, clearly people loved those sororities. And, like, if I would have just accepted a bid just because, well, I don't want to be left out, or I guess I'll just do it for the fun of it, I would feel so bad to know somebody's probably crying upset because they didn't get that house on bid day, and here I am, like, not even fully in love. So, unfortunately, I didn't have the greatest outcome to recruitment. I don't know, I go back and forth about wanting to rush again as a sophomore. I've heard it's a very different process because the sororities have to meet certain quotas of freshmen and a certain quota for sophomores. And typically you don't rush as a sophomore, so the likelihood, so I've heard, is a lot better your sophomore year because they need the incoming sophomores. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I go back and forth. I originally wanted to join Greek Life to like meet a big group of girls early on in the school year to make friends. And I feel like as a sophomore, I would probably already have friends by then, hopefully. So yeah.
Your roommate rushed all the way through, right?
She did.
How does she like it?
She loves it. I love her. She's so sweet. We've actually gone along very, very well. I'm so blessed. I feel like we complement each other very well. And I was really happy to watch her go through the process and see her fall in love with her chapter. And I appreciate her because she made me feel not as like weird for dropping out, you know, because you think to yourself like, wow, this is so embarrassing. Like I just dropped out. Like everybody's celebrating on bid day and here you are alone. You know, you don't have any plans and you feel left out. But she made me feel really good about it. And honestly, there is so many people that dropped out of recruitment this year. So many. It was so competitive. It's so difficult. Everybody that goes to my university is so smart, number one. Very well connected. very well off financially, very beautiful, very intelligent, very ambitious. Like everybody is honestly amazing there, and it's hard. It's hard to stand out amongst an amazing group of girls.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hardest part. So looking back, if anybody's listening to this that's going to rush in the future, I would say make connections with people that are currently there, because you need people advocating for you from inside the house or you will go unnoticed. So I think that's a really hard process to like get at the end of it, because it's like, dang, like I didn't recognize that there was alumni calling on behalf of some of these P&Ms, like saying like, I'm an alumni of your sorority, like you will keep her a part of your sorority, like you will not drop her. And it's like, that's crazy. Like I had nobody doing that for me because I didn't know that was a thing, but it's like there's only so many spots to have, and it comes down to like who's more connected, whose legacies, you know, and it's just difficult. It's frustrating, but I get it. It happens for a reason. But I'm not going to lie, now that school started, I have kind of felt left out. And I do think that it's unfortunate, but it's the truth.
So what's your plan now? Like, what's next?
Silly week was just this week. We started school. The first week of school was good.
I was like, what? Oh, syllabus week.
Syllabus week, silly week, whatever y'all call it. It was fun. College is so much different than high school. Oh my goodness. All my professors do things way differently. First of all my professors are British.
Yeah.
I've got like one American professor.
Yeah.
But they're all British. The workload is a lot. And I'm just praying I can really focus and like do good academically, because I need to get good grades, obviously. So I honestly didn't venture out the first week of college. I think next week I'll start to like slowly start hanging out with people. I will say though, as I've met more people, I start to find like a bigger community of girls that didn't have a great experience through Rush. And I think it's been really nice meeting those girls, because we can kind of understand each other and we relate. And we know that we all kind of feel a little bit left out right now, because everybody's, oh, I've got this event at my sorority house. And then it's like, we're all just like, oh, we don't have that.
Yeah.
You know? But
there are girls like that in your dorm? Uh-huh.
yes.
Oh, good.
And so it's been nice, because you don't feel as lonely as you do.
Yeah.
But the homesickness is so real, you guys.
Really?
I know. I was listening and editing the last episode, and we were talking about how Audie's never coming back, and Audie was like, I'm not coming back to December. And
I have been back
Every
both
single weekend.
It's hard. It is so difficult. I will say, coming from someone who is so like involved in high school, there was not a single room at any given time where I could walk into it and I didn't know somebody. Like I could walk anywhere at any time and I knew somebody in those rooms. At college, I walk into every room and don't know a single soul.
Yeah.
And it's so hard, because in high school we have so many things that kind of give us a sense of direction. We're on the dance team. We're the cheerleaders. We're the athletes. We're a part of NHS.
Yeah.
All this kinds of stuff. So you have your sense of direction and your sense of belonging. And here at college, especially at such a big university that I'm at, you're just a number and you don't have a belonging right now. And now it's like the process of joining like spirit groups. But get this, they're just as competitive as
I'm sure.
rushing a sorority is at my university. Insane.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about 25 spots open for a specific like spirit org, and there's 836 of us applying. Like, are you kidding me? Like, how are any of us supposed to feel involved or in this university if like everything is so hard to get involved in?
Yeah.
You can't do it. Oh, you don't meet a quota. You're not this. You're not from these specific cities. Like, it's insane. So only time will tell. I'm very hopeful that I'll continue to make some more friends and that it'll all work itself out. I think once I find my little niche, I do think I'll fall in love with it. But
yeah.
I think so too.
it's going to take some time.
You're just starting out. It's only 1 week.
I know. Like,
Yeah.
because so Amanda danced in college.
Yes, I did.
So you had that sense of belonging and a sense of place
Yeah.
from the very beginning, right?
Yeah, that's why I say you always be involved in something.
Yeah.
Like, because that's where I met my two best friends. it kind of led me through life. And if I didn't, then I don't know where I would be right now.
Well, it allowed you to have a position after it too. It allowed you to
that
get
too.
your master's for free because you did
Worked
it
at
as
the-
a position.
It opened the doors to like meeting a lot of people who
Yeah.
will now advocate for me in future circumstances. And yeah, to always be involved in something, whether it's a sorority, athletic team, or a club, or there's a lot of societies, like national societies,
Yeah.
anything. Just
Do something.
do something and make friends
I
in your
agree.
school.
Yeah, because when you tried out for the dance, right? Because you tried out for the dance team, right? You weren't like recruited out of high school to be on the
No,
dance
because
team?
at the time they didn't do that. I think I said this in a previous episode. One of my now best friends, Alyssa, we were in the same orientation group, and Alyssa had already tried out for the cheer team in fall. Sorry, I lied. In the spring. And so she knew that I was a dancer already. So she goes, "Hey, you need to like try out for the dance team. I know you're a dancer. We need dancers." And I was like, "Okay." I just said okay, but I wasn't really thinking about it. And then I got more information about how they gave me a scholarship while I was on the dance team and all that stuff. And if you know my mom is like always say yes to everything or something type of person. So it's like,
Such a big thing.
yeah, so I said, okay, I mean, what do I have to
To
lose?
lose.
Yeah, so I just tried it because I didn't know anyone at my university. Didn't even know I was going to go to that university until the day before school started.
Wow.
And then I tried out for the dance team, which was like that weekend of the first school week.
Okay.
And
You made it.
I made it.
And then you ended up being the captain.
I ended up being the captain.
And then
a couple
coach.
years, right?
Yeah, I was the captain for my last 2 years, my junior and senior year, or third and fourth year. And then just the opportunity of me being the head coach, fell on my lap, and I ran with it.
That's crazy. And if Alyssa would have never told you to try out for the dance
Right?
team, who knows if any of that would have happened.
I know. It's kind of crazy.
But
Thanks,
that's so
Alyssa.
amazing. And I looking at somebody who had that great experience and knowing myself that like I kind of feel a little lost in college right now. I wish so badly that I had that sense of belonging already.
Yeah.
And I don't. But again, it was the first week of school.
Right.
And there's a lot of school year left.
And don't get me wrong, like even though I was on the dance team, there were still a lot of times where I felt lonely because I personally, although I'm an extrovert, I am very introvert first.
Yeah.
So I didn't put myself out there to meet more people.
Yeah.
Like I did. So I'm sure that's kind of how you're feeling. And I would just say any opportunity that presents itself, just try it, even if you feel like nervous about it. You know what I
agree.
mean? That's how you're going to learn whether, oh, I'm never going to do that again. Or, oh, look how I ended up being the head coach. Something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree. I think you're right. This first week I did say no to a lot of things.
Say yes.
I know. And so I honestly, I do think I made the right decision in saying no a lot of times because I really wanted to find my grounding, my footing the first week academically because it is so overwhelming. Oh my goodness.
Oh, for sure.
Very, very, very. A lot of things going, a lot of different things I have to do. And so I was like, once I get a grip of my academics and what I need to do academically, then I'll start saying yes to the more social aspect of it. So this coming week is my week. I'm going to say yes to everything. I'm going to meet more people. And I do think I will be okay.
You're going to be fine.
I will be fine. I have a very outgoing personality. I love to chit chat.
Yeah.
And
Even like don't be afraid to extend that hand first. Like, be
Yeah.
like, hey, who are you going to the game with this week or whatever, you
That's
know?
true. I think I do
Can
struggle.
I come?
I think I feel like I'm imposing a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
Don't feel like you're imposing. Just like put yourself out there, and then just make those connections. Because if you say no for too long, they're gonna stop coming.
Right. And
Oh,
don't
that's true.
yeah, and don't feel like you're bothering people because like I said, no one reads minds, and then you never know.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you are an incoming college student, please share with us your feelings. It's hard. It's a rough experience. And I know Alex and Amanda have already finished their college lives. So they have some awesome, excellent expertise to it. Nina's not even there yet. Nina,
No.
You'll be there soon enough. But
I'm learning though. We're learning.
it's a big adjustment, that's for sure. And I hope this episode kind of helps other people feel that they're not alone, even if you went through Greek life and didn't love it, or just different aspects of it all. So thank y'all so much for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.